Hello everyone, Shaukat here with a very simple tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how you can create this very simple responsive navbar using ReactJs only, and we are not going to use any external library. We're simply going to use some CSS styling, and that will be all. So I'm going to show you how you can do that, and also once you click this, there's going to be a drop down from where you can select the other items too. So without further ado, let's get started. So as you can see, I have a very basic React projects here. I've created it with Create React App, and then I removed everything from here, all the unnecessary code, logo files, and everything. So what you see here right now is just a basic skeleton of a React project, and I'm going to run it right now. So npm start, and you can see it will show up here. As you can see, it's active now. Let's create a navbar component inside where we can do everything related to navbar, and then we are going to import that component inside our app.js file. And to do that, I'm going to first create a folder called navbar, and inside that I'm going to create a navbar .js file and a navbar.css file. So inside navbar.js file, I'm going to use RSC, which means React Stateless Component. It is just a shortcut of a VS Code plugin. If you're not familiar with it, just Google it, you'll find it actually. So I'm going to create a function here, and inside that function, I'm going to create the navbar. So let's just put a heading or just navbar text itself, okay? And let's just import it here. Oh, before that I should import the CSS too. I mean, you can do it later, but most of the time I forget that I didn't add the CSS here and wonder why my styling is not working. Anyway, so let's just import this navbar inside our app.js file, and navbar, there it is. I hope it's working. Oh, it's the same text, so that's why. Yeah, it's working. So let's just create the basic skeleton of the navbar, and then we are going to do the rest. Okay, so first I'm going to create a container. So let's just give it a class name of navbar dash container, and then I'm going to create a nav tag here, inside which I'm going to put nav container. So this is gonna be the entire navbar container, and inside the nav is just gonna be nav container. You see what I mean, or you can give it a different name actually, and that would be less confusing. So I'm just gonna put nav container here, and then I'm gonna inside this nav container I'm gonna put an h1 for the branding. So or let's just the h1 dot nav dash brand, and just put the nav brand. You can actually put the your website name here, it will be much better. So okay, after h1 I'm going to create a menu, like the home, about, portfolio, all of these items gonna be inside that menu. So I'm gonna create another div, and then I'm gonna put it inside that div. So let's just call this div a menu. I'm giving this class name so that later it will be much more easy to style all of this. Okay, so inside here I'm going to create 4 anchor tags. So let's just put into 4, and maybe you should just put hash for now. I mean, we don't have anything here right now, so I'm gonna just put hash for now, and then later we can change it if we need to. Okay, so inside here I'm gonna put like home, and then contact, so portfolio the second one, and then let's give it a name like about. Okay, this is the basic thing that every website have. All right, we have the menu, and now I'm going to create a hamburger, meaning when we are like downsizing it, and there should be a hamburger, and it will allow us to toggle between this desktop mode and mobile mode. All right, so for hamburger, let's create a button, and let's call this button hamburger or anything else you like. Okay, and then inside that button I'm going to take like actually let's take 3 span. So actually, you know what, instead of putting the menu right here, I'm gonna take all of it and put it inside a variable. That way we can actually use it multiple times. Okay, so let's give it a name like menu items, and I'm gonna create an empty tag, and there it is. So let's take the menu item and let's put it inside the menu. Okay, it is here. So now we can use it at least 2 times, and we need to use it 2 times. You'll see later why. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start from the navbar container, and then I'm gonna go down step by step. So first I'm going to select the navbar, and then because I want to put a background color and some common styling here, and after that we are going to choose one by one. Okay, but before I do that, I'm going to create some like basic color variable here. So I'm going to put root, and then I'm going to like give it a primary color, a secondary color, and you can actually choose all the color you're going to use here. I'm just gonna choose only 3 color. That would be much more easier, or you can actually use 2 color either. So let's give it a name called primary, and the color should be like, again I'm copying this color from the Google, so you can do that too. And then the light color would be, or the secondary or light, whatever you say. Okay, light it is. Okay, let's copy it. It's just gonna be white actually, and the dark one. All right, we have all of our colors, and now we can use it throughout our project. So if you change your mind that you need a different color sometime, and you don't want to use the dark black color, you can just come here and choose it. Okay, also I think I maybe change it a bit, I don't know, just choose one and move with it. Okay, let's go to navbar. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to select the nav, and I'm going to actually give it some background colors. Okay, so let's do background color, and then I'm going to choose var and dash dash. I'm gonna give it a dark background, so dash dash dark is good. Save. As you can see, now we have a very dark background, but on the dark background, the dark text or the black text does not look good. So let's change that too. Let's do color, and I'm gonna put var here, and dash dash is kind of light, or yeah, let's give it a light color. Okay, which means white. And let's give this entire navbar a border bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna give 3 pixels solid, and then maybe the var primary. Yeah. Okay, after that I'm going to target the nav container, not the navbar container. Actually, you can remove it. We'll see. So I'm gonna target the nav container, and I'm gonna put nav container here, and then I'm gonna do display flags, because all of it is actually crammed in one side. All right, let's do display flags so that we can see the difference. And I'm gonna do flags wrap, and align items center, justify content space between all of its components is space evenly, and I want to make sure that this hamburger is not showing up on our desktop mode. So I want that hamburger only in mobile mode, and for that I'm going to just hide it for the desktop mode. Okay, so let's do that first. I'm gonna choose hamburger, and wait, display display block. Okay, so after that I'm going to do media and create media, not only media, and I'm gonna do a minimum width of 768 pixel, and I'm gonna put the hamburger and display none, and now it's gone. So as you can see, the hamburger is okay, so the hamburger is completely gone, but this is not right yet. So let's go back to our nav container, and we have to add some more CSS style for our nav container. Right now flex is correctly working. Let's give it a maximum width so that it's not going all the way to the end of the display. So let's just give it a max width. Okay, 1280 pixel, and let's add some padding. For padding I want like 0 and 30 pixel so that it has some good padding both of the sides, and the margin should be 0 and auto, and I hope it's there. Yep, yeah, it's working. So as you can see, it's not getting all the way to the end, it's sticking in the middle. The navbar that we have here, nav brand, I'm going to target that. So nav dash brand, and inside nav brand I'm going to give it a font size of 28 pixel or 30 pixel maybe. Let's just put it 28 pixel. Font weight should be 900, and then text transform should be uppercase. Let's see. Okay, it looks better now. Now I want to work on the anchor text. These are like a cluster right now. I want to make it spacious and looks beautiful. So let's target those menu. Okay, so first I'm going to target the menu. Sorry again, and I'm going to display menu none because I don't want the menu in smaller screen, so that's why I'm gonna put it display none. And let's also do the display block on the larger screen. Okay, all right, so because we did that, we still have the menu, but if I remove it, it's gonna go away. See? So let's add more style to our menu. Let's add the justify content, flex, and now let's target these anchor text. Okay, so we want to do a certain styling. First thing first, I want to remove that horrible text decoration of anchor tag. So text decoration should be none, and it's much better. And the color should be var, and it should be primary. Okay, primary color sucks. I think I should change it again. Something lighter. Yeah, something lighter would be nice. All right, and after that I'm going to add some padding because we need to have some space all around it. So I'm going to add some padding at the top and at the side too. Now it looks really spacious and evenly spaced out. Last thing, what should I add? Okay, border radius. You see why I'm adding that in a minute. So border radius should be 90 pixel. Even though it's not working right now, there's no meaning of border radius right now, but you see why I add that. So now I'm going to add dot menu in Cortex and hover. What's gonna happen when we hover it? And for that, I'm going to add a color. No, not check out what is it. Color, and should be var. It should be primary. Okay, wait. Okay, no. Background color should be primary. This one should be dark. Background color should be var dash primary. So if we hover now, as you can see, because of the border radius, we have a very rounded hover effect, like a button type hover effect. We can also use it for active tab, but for now we're just gonna use it as a hover effect. I think that's about it. Or for basic navbar, it's ready. You can add all sort of things here, but I'm not gonna go into too much details for this video. Anyway, next thing I'm going to focus on is hamburger. So if I shrink it down, as you can see, this is hamburger appearing and the text is disappearing. That's what I need. So now I'm going to work on the hamburger. Let's do that. So first I'm going to do I already have a hamburger selected here. So let's just I'm going to do first user select none. I don't want to get selected, and then I'm going to add some other classes like appearance should be none, and then border should be none, and outline should be none, so that all of this will go away completely. As you can see, it's going away. So let's add the background too. So the background should be none too. I don't want to see that either. As you can see, it's completely disappeared, and that's what I need. So let's do a cursor pointed, because if I take my cursor here, it's nothing right now. So let's do cursor, not default. It should be pointer. Let's do some styling on the hamburger span that we created, like this tree span, so that something might appear and we have something to click on. Okay, only then I believe our cursor might work. So I'm gonna target this span, and I'm gonna say display block, and then I'm gonna give it a width of maybe 30 pixel, and then height of 5 pixel. Let's see. Also need to give it a margin, so that margin bottom only 5 pixel, and then I should give it a background color, otherwise we can't see the changes. So let's give it a background color of light. Yep, it's there, but let's make these corners a bit rounded. Okay, so border radius should be 6 pixel or 5 pixel. Why am I giving 6? Yeah, it's okay. What if we make 35 pixel? Yeah, it's much better. Yep. Okay, so after that I'm going to give it a transform margin of 0 and 0, and then the transition of 0.4 second, and save it. And we have our hamburger, but it's still not working. Let's just do some changes on our hamburger before we make it work. React state to make this work. So before that, let's just do a bit of animation here. Okay, so dot hamburger, and when it's over, I want to add some like micro animation. So span, and the nth child should be 2. And okay, so I want this to transform and translate x. So on the x-axis it will work, and I want this to like 10 pixel, like change 10 pixel. So you can see the second one only changing 10 pixel. Also give it a background color, a custom background color, so that it looks a bit beautiful. So as you can see, it's changing its background color, only the second child of that span. Okay, after that, let's do active hamburger. This is not active right now, so we need to make sure that when it is active, it's appearing as a cross, so that user can understand that it is time to close, just like this. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to okay, let's give it a hamburger and then active hamburger, so that for now we can have an active hamburger, but it should not be active automatically. Anyway, so let's put the active hamburger here. So let's make it cross first. So I'm going to choose span, and I'm going to choose nth child of 1, the first one. Okay, so first I want to transform it to look like cross. I want to add translate and 0 pixel minus 2 pixel, and after that I want to rotate it like 45 degrees, so that it looks one hand of a cross. And then let's duplicate it with Ctrl Shift D in VS Code, and then I'm going to choose the second child, but I'm going to make it like minus 45 degree, and instead of okay, let's just choose that, and this is not what I want. So okay, let's now do that. Let's do the number 3. That would be much better. Yeah, so I want to change the value here a bit, that way it might look a bit nice, not 20 pixel. So I want to add 2 pixel. Yeah, this is okay. And for the third child, sorry, the second child, I want to make it completely disappear. So let's just add opacity 0. Okay, it's gone. So now this looks like cross. Let's do the hover effect. I want to add a hover at the active hamburger, so that it changes when we hover on it, and our user would understand it clearly. So let's do hover, and I'm going to choose the background color of primary. Oh, sorry, I did not choose this pen here. And now if we hover, the only the pen will change the color, not the entire background. So now it's working, but it's now on active mode. If we click on it, it should be toggling between active and non-active mode. So when the active mode is activated, there should be a drop down, and when it's not activated, the drop down should be disappeared. Okay, so now I'm going to add a state here for toggling. So let's just do that. Const first, I'm going to do active ham. I don't know, that active ham, and then I'm going to do like use state from React, and then for default value I'm going to put false here, so that it's not activated all the time. By default it's gonna be deactivated. Okay, so the active ham value is false right now, and I only want to change the value of active ham when it is clicked. Okay, so first I'm going to check whether these state is true or false, and then I'm going to make decision based on it. I'm going to put this class name into a curly braces, and then I'm going to give it like active ham. If it's true, then this active hamburger should be appeared, and if it's false, only, oh sorry, I saved it, don't worry. I'm just gonna put it here. So if it's false, then it's not gonna show up. Okay, but since it's false, even if we click, it's not gonna show us the active situation. And for that to happen, we need to add a on click here in the button. So on click, and when on click happens, we have to call a function. So I'm going to call a function here, an arrow function. I'm going to set the active ham, and instead of setting up like false or true, I'm going to just put whatever the value of active ham is right now, and then reverse it. Okay, so if it's true, we're going to make it false. If it's false, we're going to make it true. So that way it will toggle between true and false, and the active and non-active hamburger. So let's just try it. So if I click on it, as you can see, it's activated now, and if I click on it again, it's back to the normal stage. So that's working, it's fine. So as you can see, most of our work is done actually. If we squeeze the screen size, it's actually showing only the hamburger, and if we make it bigger, it's showing our menu. So let's add the drop down menu here so that we can see when we toggle this hamburger, we can see the drop down menu. Right now we don't have it. So to add that, I'm going to add it outside of the navbar. Nav drop down. Okay, so let's create this, and I'm gonna put the menu item here. It should be showing up. Yep, it's working. And let's just put this entire thing into the active ham, and if it's active only, then I'm going to put it here. So it is active right now, that's why it's showing up. Let's just disappear it. It's gone, it's not activated anymore. But this is not good enough, it looks stupid. So let's give it a custom styling to make it look better. Okay, so for that, I'm going to import it here. Call it here, and then I'm going to display flags, and the flags direction should be column so that it does not stay side by side. And flex wrap, I believe I don't need it here, but let's give it here anyway. Okay, so let's give it this background color so that we can understand how much area we are working with. Primary, and let's give it a width of 100 p width, and then height of 100%, so that if we add more menu here, it will take the whole space. And I'm going to add some padding, 10 pixel and 0. Let's style the drop down anchor text. So let's navbar drop down cortex, and let's give these individuals padding of 8 pixel and maybe 16 pixel. Yep, this looks good. And the margin, let's just give it anyway, so 0 and 16 pixel. And the text decoration, let's remove it. Text decoration should be none. And the color, let's give it a dark color. Yep, and dark color suit it. Then the text transformation should be uppercase, and the font weight should be 500, just like before. Okay, border radius should be 90 pixel. So it's ready, but we need to add a hover. So nav dropdown, anchor tag hover, and I'm going to put a color of like var primary, and then I'm going to choose the background color. Since it's primary, we should give this background color dark. So as you can see, it's working fine now, and that's it. Actually, our menu and navigation bar is complete, but unfortunately, even though it is complete, it's actually showing up even when we are like maximizing our entire thing, like entire navbar. So in order to prevent that, I'm going to add a navbar drop down, and it should be displayed on in here. So let's try maximizing it again. Yep, it's gone. As you can see, it's now working perfectly. Okay, let's close it, and yeah, it's ready. So as you can see, without any external library, only using CSS, we've completed the entire navigation bar. And you can add more icons and things like that, but the primary or the basic skeleton of this navbar is ready to work with. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what can I do better, since I'm very new here, very new at this recording things and putting it online. So do let me know what I can do better. Comment below. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.